I think Toronto inherently doesn't have the appreciation for art that other cities around the world does.
Now first, when I came to Toronto, I was first positively surprised about, we could say, the homegrown art scenes, but these people are usually suffering from one thing. There is not enough funding available here in Toronto, in Ontario, that they can really live well from their art.
The rates are high, the rent is too high, you know the economical problems that we go through as one person. If you don't belong to a rich family, you can't just leave everything off and just focus on your art.
I think if we were to able to have a little bit of segregation between types of sounds, there might be a little more excitement towards Toronto in terms of, oh, there's a little more pride and this is specifically the sound of my piece of the city.
I think it's an issue in Toronto that a lot of people from different countries and from different backgrounds come here, but there is not really a big space to engage with each other in an artistic way. There has to be space for it, and space also means there has to be funding for it. So I think Ontario and also the city of Toronto have to provide much more funding, especially for the free art scene and for the kind of street art and the kind of art that comes from the neighborhoods itself and where people can meet each other.
You know, if you have like two problems in place, you can lift off one problem from that person's head so that person can actually focus, or not just focus, but like balance out two things in place. So if I'm able to, you know, tackle those challenges, money and time, I'll be able to focus more on art.
I notice a lot of creatives in other parts of the world that will, especially in, I guess, the other half of North America in the States, where they will easily put out a bunch of songs together, or any of their posts are collaborative posts. Like, it's very much like, as long as we're both gonna make it, we both make it, then we kind of trend off, while everybody's very, right now, individualized in the city on themselves, and there's not as much togetherness with the come up. I think that changing from the start would allow a lot more prosperous futures for a lot of the artists coming in the city.
They need more recognition, they need more brands approaching them, they need more sources, spaces where they can display their art, and not just on a collaboration basis. They need to actually make a living out of it.
I think it's very important to create site-specific places where people can do art together. It's so in your face that people can't ignore it. And I think that's what we need, because people tend to spend money on the same things over and over again. And we can change that by doing public events like this, like when we launch, make art loud and accessible.
Cuando ya los pescadores, cansados de sus labores, regresan a Punta Umbría. Ay, mi Huelva, quiero cruzar la bahía. Y en un barquillo velero, soñar con ser marinero, blanco de espuma y de sal. Ay, mi Huelva,